Hi, everybody! Welcome back to part 2 of the first session of 2024 for Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way. And we are on session 169. Hey! So the Crass Menagerie, before going to break, have... Maybe it's serendipitously, maybe it's fate, but there was enough of a naturally occurring distraction in the city of Whitlaw that may have solved the problem of how to justify the Crass Menagerie and all the Heralds of Exploration that were 2 weeks out from arriving magically into Whitlaw. Hey! So apparently, in the metropolis of Whitlaw, a contingency of diplomats, merchants, and other individuals that are associated with the Cerulean Kingdom, a island-based kingdom off the southeast coast of Rune, have been making their ways through Cled and have now made it to their destination of Whitlaw, the major metropolis and capital of the nation. Right now, there is a massive festive parade going through that seems to be marching through the eastern portion of Whitlaw, known as the Kneeling District. It is traveling along the field trails, and the Crass Menagerie managed with Rock's Steaming Spell, with intel that was gathered by Cielo, to craft a very believable illusionary disguise for not just the Crass Menagerie, not just Pulam and the crew, but all of the Heralds of Exploration and everyone that was mentioned, so over 30 people, and they managed to work their way into the parade as festive dancers, musicians, people just ready to celebrate a explosion of color and energy. Surprisingly enough to the Crass Menagerie, a lot of the heralds know how to have a good time. And they joined the parade, and right before the break, the parade made its way all the way out through the eastern field gates into the exterior farmlands, where the fields are proper, where much of the grain and other immediate vegetation is harvested and grown for Whitlaw. And a large portion of that area has been transformed into a festival grounds, into a temporary, almost like city outside of this metropolis. And as they are spilling out, the menagerie and everyone involved is seeing different banners with different symbology. The three primarily symbols that are being seen that are not of the verdant cause is the figure 8 knot on white banner, a blue cascading wave, and a kraken's tentacle that is grasping a trident. These seem to be the three main coat of arms that are present. As the celebration and marching does finally make it to its final destination, which is the center portion of this open field surrounded by tents and festivities that are not yet really truly kicked off, you can see that there is a raised platform where there are carts and other elegantly dressed means of transportation, as well as individuals, very much giving off, if not a royal vibe, a royal adjacent kind of vibe. And there are a group of 6 individuals that seem to be standing above the rest, that the parade is marching towards and spreading out and fanning out into almost like a crowd-like atmosphere. Everyone involved in the parade comes from either the Cerulean Kingdoms or were individuals that were part of the Whitlaw, likely arranged for long in advance, as well as numerous, if not dozens and hundreds of locals that are just here to observe. Music and sounds, cacophonies going out, color everywhere, But after about 30 minutes of marching and then like another 20 or so minutes of people spilling out and filling the space, you hear in unison large, I will just say, let's call them conch shells. Some of them are so large that the two people are holding them and one person's blowing into them, leading out this eerie, deep tone that just kind of, conch tubas essentially, that reverberate throughout the sound. And that sound is so impactful that it just hushes everyone out. And all attention is kind of drawn to the 6 or so individuals standing prominently on the raised platform, looking out. Does anyone do anything in this few moments of silence, or?
Sit watch.
Yeah, let's get proper.
All right. As the 6 individuals kind of step forward, you will recognize one of them most prominently, and then you will recognize another one. One of them is your pox-faced Khemri, Ofuma, dressed in his ceremonial garbs. The other one is in his gold and emerald military-adorned armors, his long silver hair, elven figure of Hohen Fafnir. There is a merfolk individual. She is adorned in what looks to be various silken robe-like strands that come all together to make one garb. Very free-flowing as the wind kind of blows. You see like long strands, probably about a foot or two in length, kind of catching the wind. Elegant in appearance, very lean, slender. For those of you that ventured with the group during the Green Hill Saga, seems to be, of the same kin as Wiggs was. There is another, a male, an elven male, almost like blonde green hair, very short, has some very, it's very finely cut. There is some decor on the either side of his short hair, large ears with elaborate piercings, has a slightly bluish greenish tint to his skin. Again, dressed in a nice silken vest with that comes down to probably against some sort of finer shorts, and then large, long boots that meet up at the knees. That's 1, 2, that's 3, 4. You then see another individual. She has a wild mane of hair, the color of seaweed. Tangled through it is dozens, if not hundreds, of pearls and shells. She looks very human in complexion, though there is like an elemental nature to her. But it's like with wide, large. Our eyes are larger than normal, almost giving her kind of like this anime-like, and almost kind of meeting like that uncanny valley. And then there is a man, olive skin, garbed in fineries and likely also in silks. Every finger has a golden ring on it, wearing a heavy set of. It's not. It's like a neck guard looking piece, but it's meant to be decorative and made of gems and gold. His coat has the like the almost like the military bar on it, but instead of seeing like military symbology, you see again more elaborate wealth being on display. Uh, likely, um, another member of the council here at Whitlaw. So before you are three individuals from the various cerulean factions, and then three individuals from the court that leads up Whitlaw proper. The the merfolk female steps forward first, and with a almost effervescent voice, traveling lightly on the air, but you hear her clearly. Oh, what a great day and celebration it is for the great hospitality of the wonderful metropolis of Whitlaw. We have been traveling for a long time, but are always happy to celebrate with friends and allies, to bring goods and trade, share stories, and further strengthen our bonds between Cled and the Cerulean Kingdoms. It has been truly a wonderful, warm welcome, and I personally, speaking on myself and everyone that I represent, am eager to see how the next few weeks shall transpire as we strengthen our bonds, establish new trade, continue being friends and allies, enjoy in the festivities and fineries of both our kingdoms. And, she continues kind of giving off a little bit of a speech. People are silent and listening and respect. When she brings up certain regions from her nation, you see little pockets of individuals from the Ceruleans stand and cheer or wave their banners. I am so gracious again, me and my colleagues, as she waves her hand towards the elven individual and the water genasi. They all bow and smile, and you see that behind them, now that you're kind of having time to focus, there are banners, kind of like the Quito Japanese style banners that stay firm in the wind, and where each individual is standing, there's one, and they represent the three symbols that you're seeing. So the figure eight knot, the cascading wave, and the tentacle grasping the trident. And then she says, I shall pass over the continuous gratitudes and the spotlight to your wonderful sovereign. And she steps to the side, Panathar Luster, or Magiento Luster, and the individual that was in gold garb with elegance and jewelries and fine cut, steps forward. You do see his darker skin, his shorter cut hair. He clears his throat, and yes, what a wonderful parade we've been having, and it is wonderful to see our great friends from far, far to the east, separated by land and ocean, yet never closer before. I am eager to discuss all the various ways that we can both benefit my people and your people, how we can draw ourselves closer to strengthen our alliance, and in a poetic way to see flowers blossom on the ocean and to have ocean water nourish our fields. And he does his speech is much shorter and much more poignant. You see that Hoenn will, do like a military stomp stomp crash, and then all the verdant cause will also do the same thing where they stomp stomp and then crash their weapons into the ground. And then with that, the sovereign will, exclaim, "By all means, with all these formalities behind us, let the celebrations continue into the night and for many, many days to come." And everyone just kind of celebrates, cheers. Yeah. And you'll see that there's like this buzz, and then as everyone starts to kind of step on, down from the podiums, they kind of walk around towards the back. The six heads are essentially, lost from proximity. And then you just start hearing, callers and merchants and activities as people try to just get everyone's attention into participating in different games or different festivities. You'll have people walking by playing instruments, kind of dancing. It just becomes a lively kind of party on the outside of town. What's everyone doing besides planning on how to murk the sovereign?
That was theory crafting. I would see if I could get Ofuma's attention. Just like kind of pull him aside somewhere.
He would not recognize you because of the seeming
I
stuff.
understood.
Okay.
Just like
right.
as a parade goer, just be like,
how would you like to attempt to get his attention? Via sound, via calling out to him, via.
Oh, I would actually walk up to him and just try and like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Oh, Mr. Ofuma, could I have a moment of your time?"
All right.
Which
So
does seeming actually affect your voice?
No, it's visual.
Okay.
So here's the thing. As you are planning this and you're trying to see when they're coming down from the platform, you see that in lock and step and like in a kind of like in a protective wall. It is a festivity, but there is verdant cause and then Cerulean Kingdom, verdant cause, Cerulean Kingdom, verdant cause, Cerulean. Like it's just there's military line like kind of blocking. And as you're kind of looking, you can kind of see that it's not like they were raised up, and when they step down, they're stepping behind the wall of protection.
Got it.
You can still attempt, but now that you're actually approaching it, you're kind of seeing like how they're still being cautious. These are diplomats. These are people of importance and of power.
I will just call to him from there and be like, "Oh, Mr. Ofuma, if I could have a moment of your time, the it's such wonderful festivities. The menagerie of things you have shown here is fantastic. But again, if I could have a moment of your time, in private, please."
Yeah. All right. So you're calling. Go ahead and give me a. Because you're persuading him, but you're deceiving others. Kind of hard. Sure. Give me.
I can give you both.
Go ahead. Yeah. So give me a persuasion check straight.
Okay.
And then give me a deception check at advantage because you are just a festival goer and you look like you're one of the paraders. And guards would have no reason to question your words.
I've banked a DM inspiration for some time now. Can I use that on the persuasion?
Sure.
So just get both at advantage then?
Yeah, sure. That works.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Is
a 1 and a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1 and a 1 on the persuasion.
Nice. What? Okay. Yeah.
Wait, oh shit, I don't even have my own bravura, which I'm not sure. Yeah, I could use it on myself, but it's down. I haven't recharged it. So that's still a total.
Do we see him doing this?
I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't know. I don't know if you mentioned anything.
Were you trying to keep it from us, Davis?
No.
Is there?
When I start seeing Davis stumble, I'm going to give him my inspiration to re-roll that.
that stack like that?
Oh,
You can just do a single reroll
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah,
case.
yeah. Obviously, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
additionally,
Okay.
if I see him walking around, I'm following him, I'm dancing, I'm gonna give him inspiration. I notice that he's walking towards Fuma, tap on his shoulder, be like, "You got this." I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration, and I'm gonna dance off the other direction. But I always give him that, just like, "Oh, it's a piece of cake. You got this shit. Good luck."
Okay, Al, you should have went dance up to him and smacked him on the ass and said, "You got this," and
Got
just
this
start
big boy.
dancing away.
You
Well, Al
got
and
this
I are basically the
easy,
same height now. So.
Davis. Why are you so short? And
Yeah, Ofuma seems weirdly tall to me.
What's funny is I know that like I was looking for dance off and not like a dance off competition, but this still makes me kind of happy.
That was pretty good.
But
So
I will not stop shuffling his feet. He walks towards Davis,
Shuffle away. There we go. That's a really good one.
possibly slaps his ass, and then shuffles away with his dance. Yeah.
Al, are you flirting with me? So Bardic is allowed as well?
Yes, but only for that single roll.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Thank you. Have
Damn, that's
2
a
left.
plus 10 on that. So
Woo!
total of 26 now because I rolled a 7 and I get plus 9. So 7, 10, 9.
Okay. All right.
That's for the persuasion.
well,
You want me
you're-
to do the deception? Let me use different dice for that since these betrayed me.
I was about to say you need to put those others in jail.
Natural 20 on the deception for a total of 24.
Okay.
This is
Seemingly more distracted than anything. Failure of guards. You're able to kind of like dance your way
You're
up,
busy
and
watching Al.
yeah,
Did you just smack
watching
that guy's
Al.
ass?
Yeah.
gotta dance. I gotta
Uh,
dance.
Yeah, then Al, as he's kind of looting, he starts up on his lute and almost like what we would get equivalent like with like a soft Spanish tone, just kind of off.
Nice.
You kind of listen to that, and then your voice pierces, and gets through to Ofuma's ear. And when when you say the word menagerie, he looks at you, and then he puts his hand on one of the because he's like being kind of escorted. He puts his hand on him, whispers into someone's ear, and then he steps forward, but he's flanked by two, protections. And he'll step and he'll look back and say, "It's quite all right. It's fairgoers." And they allow they step back a moment, and he kind of steps forward. Pardon. I don't believe we have met. May I
No,
know?
I don't think we've met either. My name is Tanask.
Pleasure to meet you, Tanask. Bold of you, though I assume the liveliness and jovialness spirit has helped you. May I ask what you seek a council member's attention for?
Oh,
Highly peculiar.
yes. I'm sorry. I didn't. If I thought you maybe had a moment. Could we speak in private, perhaps? If not, that's okay.
We
Otherwise,
can. I can walk with you a distance, but not too far.
okay.
I must stay within eyeshot.
That's plenty. That's sure. I just had some questions that I wanted to pose, but they're some private nature. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, he'll begin to kind of stroll with you, though he can't get too far. But he'll turn to you and say, "Interesting choice of words. Who am I speaking to?"
Oh, it's well, you technically are speaking with Tanas, but it's Davis.
Ah, Davis.
Yes.
Very cunning of you.
Yeah. So
Unexpected.
clearly, we are back. We've actually brought everyone from the jungle ruins with us, and we're trying to get. And in fact, many of them are here in disguise as well. We plan on re-entering the city from the western gate tomorrow. Well ahead of schedule, obviously, but we wanted to come in properly so that people could, so we wouldn't rouse as many suspicions. An early arrival is far better than a sudden arrival within the walls. We figured.
That is wise. However, that is quite an early arrival.
So hey, did you just to make sure, uh, you had sent Kale and Gloom to go check over our friends? Is that accurate?
Part of our arrangement,
Okay, just making sure they were with
unveilers
you.
are on unveilers are watching over your friends and trying to find answers to the questions you've
Appreciate
left
that.
us with.
That's perfect. Love that.
I will say briefly, we will need to discuss this likely back when I am free from these ceremonies
Yep, I understand your
in
time
our
is
chamber.
precious. Yep, just
No,
wanted to let
it's
you know we are here. We are working our way back, and you will hear from us probably tomorrow then.
very well. If you do plan on approach tomorrow as the sun is setting.
Okay.
I will ensure that proper instructions are given to some individuals at the gate and that your paperwork, though valid, will not come into question.
Fair. We also have brought quite a number of relics and other things from the dig site. Those are currently sitting with our friends and with Kale and Gloom, and we obviously need to get those out of there. If you have any ideas, we're all ears.
We will. The best idea I can come with right now, we'll have time to discuss, but we'll probably bleed the items slowly through the city as to not raise suspicion or not bring attention to where our friends are in hiding.
Okay.
I mean, you are here many weeks in advance. What is it to wait weeks for items to come into where they belong?
Yep, makes sense. We just as little as we could impose on our friends, but I mean, you're already helping keep them safe, so I think it's good.
I will say, and we will need to cut this short, a immediate concern that comes to mind is we've already had a hard time keeping the dozen or so individual stories straight.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there might be
And
more.
now
So,
we're,
yeah.
yes, uh, there may be too many threads to keep track on. I would assume that within the coming weeks, if not months, a secret will be spilled. It is just the nature of things.
Okay.
But wonderful work. I cannot. I may be saying calm, but I still do not grasp how you are able to do the things that the Menagerie does.
Dude, I don't either.
Welcome back. Enjoy the festivities.
Yeah,
And then he just kind of busts out into like a jovial
yeah.
chuckle and starts
I
like,
know. I can't believe it either. Thank you so much. That clears everything up. Thank you for your time.
and he begins to put his hand on your shoulder and then realizes it's coming through and then like kind of
Yeah, I'm gonna
to guide
feign. I'm
you
gonna
back.
feign an embarrassed look on my face. It's like, oh well.
And he kind of with you still kind of walking with him, he kind of turns back, walks to his waiting guards, and then uh, and says, "Can you believe it? A companion of mine from before. He had to surprise me. It was wonderful seeing him again. I'll see you in 2 days for that dinner." And then just,
Wouldn't miss it.
yeah. All right. Nicely done. And he gets behind the raised structure, escorted out, behind these draperies, and you can just imagine, discussion with the higher ups kind of thing. As you turn around, Davis, you see Al strumming away. You see colors and festivities kind of propping up. Um,
I'm just gonna get in there
yeah.
and dance with Al, dance along with Al's music.
All right.
It's dancing
And it
time.
becomes this kind of, um, the end of a parade into the beginnings of some sort of celebration. Though you do understand that, who knows what's going to be going on. Uh, what else does everybody want to do? This is going to be here for a while, from what you've heard.
I got two short things. One, are there any ladies in Cerulean Kingdom garb nearby? While Davis was talking to Afuma. I just say I playing to them if I saw anybody, be like, "Hello, how are you?"
So, sure. There are some um, entertainment style like going on. Either dancers or there's one that she is seated. She's got a canvas out before her, and she seems to be painting the occasion. So yeah, there are various, but keep in mind, probably of this point, we'll call it a couple hundred individuals that are in this area. Maybe 40 or so of them are actually from what you can tell from Cerulean Kingdom. The rest of them are Whitlaw or neighboring areas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You said the one with the canvas was sitting.
Yes, she's seating. She's seated. She has, what do you call it? An easel, a large easel, obviously, because it's an outdoor, a canvas, and then you can see she's got various earth and clay pots that you can see little splashes of color, like little dabs of color on the outside, so she can identify what color they are. And she's just going through, and as you kind of peer around her, she doesn't seem to notice you, and you kind of step around and look behind her. You see that she's just painting the occasion.
Ooh. I'm gonna say as part of the parade, I'm doing kind of aggressive chords, just kind of beating the shit out of the loot, trying to. It's about
Okay.
energy above all else. And then once I notice her and kind of start walking towards, I'll switch to like some softer arpeggios. I'll even switch it to a lovelier key, something softer, sweeter.
Okay.
Probably sit a little too close, like, oh, it's beautiful, is it not? And just throw on an accent that none of my party has heard.
Okay. You'll pick her up that she starts to kind of hum to your softer tune before you ruin it with your words. Uh,
I noticed that.
and she looks up to you very briefly, does like a quick glance. What do you look like right now? Because you can kind of imagine what Rock made you look like, or if Rock had any certain detail he wanted to make sure that you have.
I recall a mask, right? Everybody's got masks on.
Everyone's got a
Everyone's
yeah.
got masks, yeah. Which you can't take off because they're not real.
Right.
Mhm. Owl Owl has a very subtle but audible sigh, just um, he's got a mask on. It's a tragedy mask.
Okay, got it.
Behind you here. Hello, how you doing? It's more metal than what he's hearing.
Yeah. So, real quick, did you make everybody look like they're? I'm trying to remember. Was it Volpine or was it region adjacent? What was the idea?
Whatever the parade people were.
I mean, that's what there was a ton of different parade people, so that's why I was just trying to make sure. So
Yeah,
I'm
just
sure you don't.
strictly our parade group because it was.
Gotta,
I mean, we didn't have a lot of planning time, so it was what was in front of me.
I gotta paint a picture after you're done with this.
All right,
Adam.
paint a picture. Go for it.
Oh, um, there was a seat next to the lady.
Sure.
Al is not sitting in the seat. He is propped up his left leg. He's standing in a power pose, and he's got his loot like upright, like hello.
Are you
But
gonna
it's
walk?
his,
Are you gonna step over it like a William Riker? Is that what's gonna happen here in a second?
we're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay.
It's
All
beautiful,
right.
is it not?
The music was yes, indeed.
No, not what I create. What you create. This
Oh,
pottery. It's majestic.
it's just vessels to hold my colors and just enjoying the festivities. Not every day that I get to sit in such a green field next to such a massive city, watching people cut loose. Are you one of the entertainers from Whitlaw?
Hmm. Only when I have time, but yes. Yeah. I'm an entertainer for tonight.
No.
How about yourself? Not a vendor. Vendor.
Here to, how do I say it? Chronicle through my unique perspective the events of this occasion.
course. I do appreciate the vases of history as opposed to textbooks. Losing my accent. What is? Okay, carry on.
Yeah, as you're talking, she's just, she's not making eye contact with you. She's just continuously just kind of looking out, drawing, stenciling, coloring, But she's talking to you, but she's not looking at you.
Al attempts to make eye contact twice, and when he notices she's not making eye contact, he equally looks off towards the moon, trying to be cool.
Towards the non-existent moon.
Yeah. Just what vaguely what I think it is. Like,
All right. Just for the sake of it, because you're drawing, what does she look like? What is she to you? Like,
is she human?
up to you. You get to decide.
Wow.
I'm giving it to you. You're creating this character.
Are there multiple people of this occupation in the area?
No, she seems uniquely qualified.
Oh, if we're going uniquely, let's get luck of the draw. She's a tiefling. She's blue.
Blue tiefling. Okay.
Uh, purple hair? I don't.
That's fine. Whatever you paint her, and she's painting the scenery. Go.
There's no wrong answer.
There is
Wrong answer.
no longer.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
Is she
For
tall? Is she short? Is she thin? Is she muscular? Does she have all her horns? Are they broken? Multiple horns? Does she have jewelry? Does she have
ooh.
silken
Rana, she thick. 3 C's.
3 C's. We're going for it. She's she's short. She's thick with 3 C's. But besides that, shoulder length purple hair. She has quad horns going on. Top ones have a little curve and then they go upwards. Bottom ones a bit shorter. They want to curl like a ram, but they don't. She does have. Is it Slara? Sarah is the white part of the eye.
Okay, yeah, the Solera.
Sclera.
She does actually have those. I don't think Al does anymore.
No, you wait. So her eyes are whites with normal pupils and all that kind of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yours are mirror coated, if I remember right.
Okay.
If I remember right, I think you have yellow mirrored eyes. But that might have.
Yes,
I don't remember. Yeah, that was it.
that sounds right. That part didn't fade, but the aging did, right?
The aging. You have turned back to normal Al in terms of age.
Whoa. Okay. What else matter? For her skill and occupation, her clothes are a bit more modest than you'd expect. Um, her eyes, she's a pale dark purple. Her eyes, pale green,
Sure. So she's
vaguely green.
skin, purple hair, shoulder length, quad horn that try to cook into rams but don't fully.
Mhm.
Her pale green eyes, modest attire, paints splats all over her hands and her, the sleeves of her garb. She's got a little bit of like an artist apron on to kind of protect her clothes.
Nice.
She's thick with 3 C's.
I can't get over that.
You guys make it happen.
There's so much je ne sais quoi in this, but she thick. It's so good.
All right.
The good
Very
game.
well. Just for some added flair, she has jewelry, though the jewelry she has are just black obsidian studs in her ears. Other than that, she has colorful bracelets on her so she's right-handed, so on her left hand she's got colorful bracelets. Yeah.
Nice.
She's not ignoring you, but she's focusing on what she's doing.
I'll slow down on a loot, come to a stop, kneel a little closer. Oh, at least from what I can see, you seem to be a master of your arts.
She flicks her eyes down to look at you for a moment, gives like this.
Tragedy mask.
Yeah, sees the treasure house, gives this like slight
What
little
is that?
Gives like a slight little grin, straightens her face, and says, "Well, if the Cerulean Kingdoms are gonna have an artist, I might as well do a good job. So, here to chronicle, you know, a rare meeting between the two kingdoms."
Well, I can say that you're excelling. What is,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find a finer detail and point out, maybe this one person is wearing a fancy hat. Maybe the moon glistens off of this surface a little different. There's a puddle in the corner. I don't know.
Gotcha. She'll look at you and say, "There's no moon. It's high afternoon." But I get what you're saying. I see the individual. She'll
My,
draw it. She'll go to one of her pods.
I need a second. My imagery from the last like 45 minutes just shifted. I forgot about that.
I told you it's not moon. It's dead
Multiple,
day.
multiple times. Yes. Okay.
Like I will allow you to give the visuals of a person, but I'm not allow you to just change the time of day.
I'm level 15. No. um,
Sorry.
God.
Okay. So
to the last part.
Screams
I wa-
at the sun. Don't you know who I am?
No.
You feel the burning hot glare of Sej hundreds of
Don't you
miles
take
away.
her away from me.
I'm being
but
judged
you
rightfully.
also feel the approval from Dreg.
That's
Oh.
true. Yeah, Treg's like, yes, yes.
The drive, the power, it's there. I need to commit. I'm back in. I would like to drop or redact the moon comment about glistening.
That's fine.
Don't
I'm
do it,
gonna-
dude. Stick with your game, dude. Stick with it.
The moon is
Be like-
beautiful tonight. It's not-
Quizmaster her up.
Like, it's your scene. You can make it whatever time of day
Oh.
you want.
You know what?
No,
Alex,
I-
make her, tell her.
Let's commit.
Tell
We're
her
gonna commit.
she's
We're
so
gonna-
beautiful. It makes you. It reminds you of the moon that you're
Yeah.
imagining it right now in the sky.
Yeah.
Real quick,
I'm
remember
committing.
you
I'm
have
committing to that.
you have a supernatural charisma about you.
This is my job. Let's go.
For real.
You literally broke the mortal barrier. You have a supernatural charisma
Hell yeah. Oh shit, I do.
behind the
Um,
tragedy mask, but still.
I'll make the moon comment. I love how the moonlight reflects off this. Everybody sees the puddle in the corner. Everybody's avoiding it with the dance, but the way you've painted the moonlight reflecting off it, it's beautiful, entrancing.
She looks at you with the tragedy mask, looks up at the sky. I guess
That's look.
technically the moon is always out and about, even if we don't see it. Though I do appreciate your comment on the colors. She looks over and she sees your flamboyant friends, thanks to the seeming, and you see her start adding in just like this blob of color that represents the 30 or so seeming individuals that she doesn't know are seeming.
Mm.
She comments on I appreciate that lively group over there. So
Ah, I can say it's a good group to be with. Friends of our sorts. The mask, you see?
so they are with you, and she actually doesn't fold. She kind of takes the brush that she's using, kind of takes it off the canvas, turns and focuses on you, looks at you, says, "Well, it's a shame that I won't get to see that pretty face of yours, but since you are a bright and colorful and interesting individual, should you happen to see me around, bring up that silly little moon of yours and we'll continue to talk." And she gives you a grin, steps up, you see the full thick, and then she walks off off to where the guards are, and two of them part, and she steps through, and you see them kind of disappear behind a tent.
The I ostracize myself right now, but I'd love to see you go.
Oh, jeez.
I hate to watch you leave, but I
Barf.
love to see you go.
God damn.
I don't know how this happened.
Yeah, I don't know
You're
either.
the Riz Master.
It's been the whole time. It only
you
took
are.
169 sessions.
This is D&D run by players. That's why you guys get to do shit.
It's all that built up Riz you haven't been using for 160 whatever it is sessions.
It's absurd, yeah. I got attracted by the thick. She went to the moon. I would have had some kind of reply before she walked away.
That's fine. We can say you come up with a reply. That's fine.
I just kept listening. Oh. Um, is there anything else here? No, something. Oh, we'll meet again. We'll find each other.
And as I mentioned, she continues walking. The two of the guards split. She walks in, and you can see that she has an area for her, as she seems to be a. We're going to use the term royal artist, but whatever you want to call it. She seems to be responsible for visually chronicling the events of this meeting.
Ben's gonna tap Cielo because he's like, Cielo, what Al
Hmm?
do? No
I think
understand.
he's a bit starstruck. I don't know.
I had two things I wanted to do. The second one was, if, I don't know if there's an opposing roll at all. If anybody's watching Al, I like to roll an insight check. See how he's doing.
What
But
what
I'm trying to
is
figure out,
Al doing?
Are
is it
people
was
fighting
it
you?
performing? I message you.
What is our bard doing? What are they doing?
I think this is happening like coincident with me talking to Afuma, I think, right?
Yeah, you're Davis. You're on the other side. Like he slapped you on the ass,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
he
went up to
showed his
Mac.
heart. Uh,
One more thing.
I need to see what you mean by that. Give me a second. My brain is like trying to figure out. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Cool. I don't know what the opposing roll would be though, or if it's just a check. But
Wait, are they checking you, or do you want them to
me,
check you?
yeah.
All
I
right.
guess would it be passive insight?
So Ben is watching.
And Adam, the reason why is because the way the Gith mate is nowhere like that.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So
I
I
get it.
have no idea what he's trying to do. So I'm looking at Cielo like, what the hell is going on here?
All right.
I'm
So
not sure.
Ben is watching. Cielo is watching. I don't know.
Cielo's eyes are glued to whatever Al's doing. He wasn't really cognizant that something was happening, but now he's like, "What is Al doing?"
Yeah.
Even after she left, I was like
See,
one.
the funny thing is Ben doesn't understand because he's not familiar with it, and Cielo's like, what the hell is he doing? That's not how you
Yeah,
do
what
that.
is he doing? You're right. What is
So
happening?
So Al, you get to set the DC because it's you're determining what you're gonna tell. Ben and Cielo are definitely watching. I don't know, was Karos paying attention to anything that was going on, or is Rock and Pebble paying attention to anything that was going on, or y'all just kind of in your own little.
Said it high. I got those good seeing eyes.
I think if Karos had seen it, he would have only seen the first half
That's fine.
because
Okay.
he probably
Mhm.
couldn't keep watching.
Yeah, you got a
Fair.
little bit like, oh god.
The moon. It's like, oh, he's blind. He's dumb.
How
Okay,
is he
so
so
then, so
convincing?
Karos, you
Another
do not have to, and Rock, if you choose to, if you were watching before cringing out, you just let me know.
No, there's so many things going on.
Okay, perfect. So real quick, we'll do that, and then we'll jump to everyone in the players and see what you guys are doing in the festival, and then we'll probably wrap it up here soon. So
Mhm.
Ben and Cielo, give me insight checks on Al. Al, you determine the DC, and you determine what you're telling them based on what they roll. You get to play the DM for this part.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah,
Based on what you told me, you get to divulge what information you want to divulge.
Mhm.
That's not great.
Don't you have a reliable talent for it?
So Ben has a 28 insight, even though he doesn't completely understand what the heck you're doing.
Oh, I don't understand it, but I see what he's doing, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, no, and
I'm coming from it from the why perspective.
yeah, I like that. You're like,
Smart.
huh?
Okay. Wait, okay, Cielo got a 99. Okay, so nothing. Okay.
Way lower
Yeah,
than
I got 11. So you can, yeah, it's up to you, Al. You do.
Okay. I got my DC in my head. Very, very split. Cielo, not a clue. Not a clue. He's kind of still staring off into space, but I don't know. He's staring at the sky. Maybe he's keeping an eye out top of the buildings for like assassins or archers. He seems to know a little more than he lets on. Sometimes he don't. He just maybe he's playing it off. Nobody has a clue. At least you're not sure. Um, Ben, you can tell he's staring off in the same space that you're staring off of when he was talking to the lady. He's completely enamored. He's not even participating in the parade anymore. He was 200% on board with that until 10 minutes ago, not even minute and a half ago. And now you notice he's just kind of, even though she left, he's still in the same position, kind of lost in himself. You you definitely realize he's forgotten about the mission. He's very distracted. He's not gonna help out unless somebody.
How is this different from any time before?
He's usually the
I'm
lizard
just
folk,
messing with you, dude.
but
Yeah.
once we're out here, once the parade's involved, yeah, this is every time. You're spot on. Ben learns fast.
Cielo's like tugging on his armor, like, I can't see shit from down here. I'm small, remember? So he like runs up
No,
on
no,
top of his armor.
you're not really technically a foot taller. That's right. Never mind.
Yeah,
Cielo
I'm
has eaten shit.
It's like, why won't anyone look me in the eyes?
I climb I climb on his back to get a better view, and like I still don't know what's really happening because I didn't even see the beginning
That
context.
does
But I'm
kind of
like,
be a weird perspective because Rock made me a foot shorter, made you a foot taller. You climb on my back, so basically your crotch is above, like you're sitting on my head, technically.
Yeah.
like
Vince, yeah, bro. I don't know.
If we had a trench coat, we could be the double person in a trench coat
I
right now.
have I have
Commit.
the like cloak thing. We could totally be two dogs in a trench coat right now.
Yeah.
So Ben's gonna utter just why?
And now that Cielo is up above, something I want to say a few minutes ago. Al is still in the same position when he, instead of sitting in the chair, put his foot on the chair, and he just got his loot point straight up, but he's kind of staring into space, and he's kind of stuck in that position. He's ready to play some notes. He hasn't played a single note yet. He's just kind of lost in thought,
Gotcha.
a little frozen. Give it to music.
Has she
I'm gonna
cast
whis-
spell on him?
I'm gonna whisper in his ear, be like, I think he lost inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as Ben can tell, Al has been affected by the strongest charm spell imaginable.
I don't.
Or he looks up at the top of like the tent or whatever they're in, and like, oh, well, he's not really looking at anything up there.
Are we open air? Am I staring at the sky?
Oh, is it open air? Then it's just staring
Question
at the sky.
as a question. That'd be so good.
He would still look up at whatever he's like looking up at. Like,
Directly at the sun for the last 5 minutes.
yeah.
Cielo is it tiefling behavior?
Oh, was he talking to somebody before this?
There was female tiefling. I think female.
Oh, oh, oh no. We better get to him. He might be in grave trouble.
When you say that, I start walking towards him quickly because I think he's really in trouble.
Oh my god, yeah.
Shouldering through a crowd.
Yeah, even though Ben's like all dressed, illusions, with all the illusions looking like a colorful, celebratory kind of individual, you can hear the clanking of his armor, just clink, 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 approaching you, Al, and you just hear the rush of metal approaching you.
I start prepping a healing spell. Are you all right?
I do the slowest like head turn to him. I
Do you have curse?
cursed with a gift. I have romanticized the next 20 years of my life. I need a moment. I need to just
When you
get
say the word, when you say romanticize, he's look ro no understand word.
I I I half raise a hand and like look away. Like I need a minute. I just I
For
was
those of you that don't know, the reason why Ben's having an issue is this is not how that works with Gith.
Nope.
It's more
Mm.
arranged and it's for procreation.
And
That's
it's
it.
pods. Y'all
Yeah,
share.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't like my mom and my dad had multiple partners, and that's normal.
mhm.
And they live in like pods. So
I'm gonna
while
whisper into his ear and be like, "Failed mating ritual."
Ah,
Al
and
Al looks forward
and
again.
I'll put like my hand on your shoulder with sympathies. Sorry,
Wait, it's Yellow or me?
you,
you
because it's a failed
Yellow.
mating ritual, and for us, the successful mating ritual of having an offspring is the greatest joy. It's the greatest thing you can have. It's an
Mm,
accomplishment.
It's a
that's
duty to the people.
yeah. Our I kind of lean forward, a little saddened. Our, our third child would have been named Jimothy, and he kind of shuns away.
And then Ben looks around the crowd. Many females.
Oh, she was the artist, the perfectionist. She was the best. And he kind of raises a hand towards the sky and just kind of freezes there.
um Ben, Cielo, give me perception checks. Al, you can give me a perception check at a disadvantage.
Hell yeah. Wait, I got 2 dice. This is a dice game.
Ooh, damn near a crit.
And then we'll move on. But this is just I need to do this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
has
yeah. No, I
this,
can, I can waste your entire day if you let me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wait, disadvantage. My bad.
you have disadvantage. The other two are just regular rolls. 33.
22 total.
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
18 total.
I
Gotcha.
rolled a 2, but I have reliable talent.
No, yeah,
Powerful.
I get
I
you.
rolled
So,
well.
Cielo and Al, y'all are just kind of, Al, you're distracted from the heartache of, well, not heartache, the enamoring.
Yeah.
You're like replaying it and how you could have done better in your head
Oh
over and
god.
over again.
Mhm.
Cielo's just like looking at you and is like, but he can't read your expressions because you're behind this stupid mask. So he can't,
Yeah.
air quotes, stupid mask. It's not.
One
I'm
thing if
also
I
just kind of strangely enamored with the whole like festivities and shit too.
Yeah, you're constantly distracted with all the sounds and all that kind of looking around.
ADHD bunny.
one thing Cielo does notice, Owl will raise a fist above his head, slowly drag it down in front of his face and go, well, it was cringe. And he'll just be sad about that after that.
And then,
It was cringe. At
Ben,
least you were free.
Ben, because you're witnessing a tiefling failed mating ritual, and you're just trying to understand what's going on. Should it ever happen again? And try to, you look past Al, and the your two companions don't notice it, but we're just gonna call her Gothic because that's her name now. I guess I'm just gonna call her Gothic.
3 C's.
Gothic, like kind of like peers out from where her tent was. You didn't even realize that's where she went, but like she went behind the military line and then peering out, and she sees the three of you just there, and you see her look at Al, and then she just kind of tucks back in, kind of shyly, like sheepishly, like not like in a disgust, but like you didn't notice me. Okay, cool.
So James understands that she's interested, but
Yes,
with Ben,
Ben sees her actions. I don't know, right?
okay,
Ben
so
might not interpret that, but like,
I'll look at Al and go, she looked back at you, and but I say it like with no emotion,
yeah.
and I kind of pointed the way there.
And as he's pointing Al, and you look up, there's nothing. She's not there. She's already hiding.
She she what? You saw her before, right?
Yeah, I saw her before. She went tint. She looked back, look at you, smile, and go back in tint.
Smile?
Yes, smile. And I, Ben will do his awkward smile. I don't know how it's going to translate with the illusion.
It does.
Oh,
Yeah. You'll
But
smile behind the illusion, but every one of you is wearing different types of masks according to the illusion. So
can my tragedy turn into comedy? Just whoop.
if only. Yes, you can cast disguise self at will because of your thing. So yes, you managed to override the seeming.
I will do kind of the gestures when he understands what Ben meant. He'll flinch at first, like, oh, okay, and he'll catch on board. Af-
you need me cast ceremony?
too soon, too soon. I don't know her name yet. Step at a time,
Oh, when
and
you
I'll.
say that, Ben will start walking towards the tent.
It's
No, no, no,
behind the line of guards.
Before a ceremony ritual, they wait usually. His voice is like
long
trailing
time.
off as he's walking because he's like on his shoulders, riding his armor.
I will.
They
I
usually wait
will.
like a year or whatever.
I will attempt to push one hand against Ben to slow him down. If that doesn't work, I will like
Well,
hop up
if you
to.
make contact, I'll stop.
Okay.
Because
I don't know
Ben
if
was
you
just
feel
going to
it.
go get her name because you need her name.
No. There's a lot. There's a lot more than that. It takes time, a lot of time, a lot
Oh,
of time.
oh, okay. Must let her know good mate. Understand?
Yeah. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take a second to glance up at the sun again and goes Jimothy, and then he refocuses on the conversation. Yes, Ben. But thank you for the thought. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's maybe a little different than what you're used to.
Just tell her story of what you do, how good you are. She wants her offspring have good like that.
Hmm.
At a game, you mate with people to get the good qualities to create a better spawn.
Yep.
Very
Jerks.
Gift way.
gifty way to look at it. That's for sure.
Yeah. That is the gift way. So with that,
Yes.
Ben's yellow check. Rock, Karos, and I'll give you, Davis, one thing from you coming back from Ofuma. Anything you guys are doing or any last bits of roleplay before we wrap the session up? There's a whole bunch of anything can be going on. You guys kind of have free reign in this festive area.
I think Karos would probably like he'd check stuff out, but he'd probably try to be, like, oh, go get a drink or a snack or something, but try to like look at how the flow of traffic is. Like, obviously, there's probably a lot coming in, but there's probably people leaving too. They're probably going, back in the main gates. But is there any like paths out? Because this is all happening on the eastern
Yes.
side, right?
So yeah, this is happening on the eastern side, outside of the bastion walls, essentially, right? So you guys are outside of these dark, thick walls. So you are technically outside of Whitlaw, still on the grounds. It's a cleared space where the fields are. There are homes and housings and cottages and stuff that lead up to it. More like the farmers live here. And yeah, it's just the festival grounds, the tents, the makeshift buildings. As you're looking around, one thing that you do notice is there are some tents that are like the larger open tents that seem to be just places of like rest. And you do see that various people that are dressed like they were in part of the parade have kind of walked over there and kind of are able to sit and relax. You do see some meat tents and beverage tents and food tents, and they're just kind of passing food around. So you are able to get some sort of food if you are hungry. And you do see that some individuals that came to see and listen to the announcement are leaving the campgrounds, but they're not entering back into town. They're to the Whitlaw. They're actually going back towards the north or the south or the further east. So you could.
Yeah, the country folk. So there
So
is
the,
enough traffic that that we could diffuse away
Yes.
even
Yeah.
with a 30. Okay. Does it look like there is much in the way of? I know we're kind of like camouflaged like the folks in the parade.
Yeah.
Is how much? And you probably already said this, and I just forgot already. But
Oh, no worries.
is there a large distinction from some of the Four Kingdoms folk that are human, at least, you know?
No, I mean, like, so the what's interesting. So if you're talking about like Whitlaw in itself, maybe I misunderstood you, but like Whitlaw is a melting pot. It has like people from all over and diversity, and you guys kind of came as like celebratory, or that's your disguise, as like people from Whitlaw or the area coming to participate and be part of the festivities. Probably paid actors, right? Paid entertainers
Okay.
to do the parade. That's what I understood as Rock's inspiration. Am I wrong?
Gotcha.
So you can easily just, you've done your duty and you're going off shift potentially, and you could,
Okay.
head out if that's what you're asking. If I misunderstood.
Yeah, he's just taking note, trying to observe the grounds in case we need to come back here and anything does go down,
Yeah.
that he's got a lay of the land. But
Mhm.
then more just to like, all right, how does keep an eye on the crowds, make sure that by the time, if we're going to try to sneak away at night or something, or just later in the evening, that we do it before we're the last ones.
Yeah,
So that.
absolutely. I will say, you did pick up, because I didn't mention it, and I will reiterate that the individuals from the Cerulean, you do see it's not just these, but the majority of the individuals that you saw that were in Cerulean garb would have been, there's tieflings, there's merfolk, tritons, water genasi, sea elves, for the most part.
Mhm.
There are others, but that's like the majority. Like, 70% of them are made up of those species. And then there's like halflings and human and this, but the majority of them make up that.
Sure.
And the main visual distinction from all of them is just the color scheme. Most of the people that came from there are wearing whites, blues, blacks, teals, green, like that. Where here, a lot of the folks that are from this area, more greens, yellows, like springtime colors, reds, orange, springs and autumn colors. So, yeah.
Okay.
You do have tents to rest. You do tents to regather. You have, places to get food. Maybe take advantage of whatever entertainers or get for being entertainers. Who knows? But you do scout out, and there's flow going back into town. There's flow going out into the fields.
Okay.
Would that answer your questions?
Yeah.
Are you acting on any of it, or are you just taking that for note for right now?
I think note for now, because the idea is gather info, bring back, and then
Okay.
What time are we at now?
I would say with the marching and that, we'll say it's afternoon now. It's early afternoon. The latest it would possibly be is probably like 1 o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Okay. So yeah, he'd probably go till like 2, check in with everybody, make sure that they didn't just wander off somewhere completely different or something. But yeah, just kind of like he would kind of just give possible, lay out possible options like, oh hey, if we're gonna head south, it's a longer trip, but there's more, you know, there's more outside the walls on the south, so it might be easier to go through. We go up and around. It's shorter, but there's more farmland up there. There's just kind of like his thoughts on like how should we proceed when we're ready to
Gotcha.
skedaddle.
Gotcha. Perfect. Anything from Rock and Pebble? Or just enjoying the atmosphere right now?
Is there a place I can drink?
Absolutely.
Like maybe like an outside table?
Yep, There's outside benches and large like seating tables, just kind of communal. There's there's meat tents, alcohol like booze tents, food tents, snack tents. So just like
Okay, so I would find the included table by myself that is possible, and kind of make it clear that like I don't want. And there's a big tankard of ale, like I used to drink with Dregnar, sitting across from me, full,
okay.
and a whole bunch of beers in front of me, or one glass, many, as many as time allows. And I'm just talking to Pebble, but I'm not calling her Pebble in case anybody knows. I'm just saying, hi, Bird.
Okay.
I miss my drinking buddy. So you be my drinking buddy tonight.
Gotcha.
Pebble
So
will kind of turn her head at me and tweet, dip her beak into the beer, and then kind of flutter a little bit and just tweet at me like, no, not having that. And yeah, I am just drinking myself into a stew, reminiscing over Iron Shell and random because I don't have my drinking buddy.
okay. So as you're drinking at a buddy for a while, eventually, as you kind of sat down at the end of one of these long tables, as some of your crew and being the menagerie and the heralds and pew lamps, they start to gather and mingle, and Pew and 14 will see you, as well as a couple of the heralds, and Pew will kind of walk up with you, kind of bump into you while you're sitting there, and be like, one of the saddest things I can think about ever. And he's like, oh, in his illusionary guise, just like you. It's kind of funny. You're kind of sitting away from people so that people don't see that when you drink, you're drinking through a mask, because everyone's he'll say, one of the saddest things is drinking alone. So, and he reaches and grabs one of the beers on the table, forces you to clink it, looks around, just downs it real fast. Stuff is weak.
I'm not drinking alone. I got Bird. Bird drinking.
Oh, I meant no insult to the bird, but you know what I meant. So.
Yeah, I had.
Okay.
I was drinking, friend.
I need you to think. So he takes off his medallion. You're borrowing this, and he puts it around your neck. Give it a minute or two.
It's pretty. What to do?
Wait a minute. Feeling better? And then all of a sudden, you just kind of like the drunkenness just kind of gets washed away. You're like, whoa.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
a neat trick.
yeah.
And I just down another beer.
Yeah. It's like drinking water at that point.
Wait, bad trick.
It tastes good. No, it tastes good. It just doesn't make you inebriated.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Then, yeah. That's cheating though. Oh, if I had this when I was against the random dwarf.
Yes.
Oh, what fun I would have had.
So we can drink.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to judge. I have not said goodbye to people in my past as well. But let's put it this way. Right now, drinking, tone it back. We're still got to make sure we get everyone into town. Then I don't care. You can give yourself liver damage if you want. Is that cool?
Yeah, you're right. We gotta be smart. Okay.
Yeah. No offense to the bird. I didn't mean drink alone in that way. But when you drink with people that can drink with you. The bird ain't drinking. So.
You didn't see the bird the whole time. She put her beak in. Didn't like the bird.
Fair. So where at for the next hour?
Sorry. With that, I have to run. I have to drive some people.
Nope, you're good. We're calling that. So now we know that. Yeah. All right. See you, CJ. Good having you.
See you guys. Thanks for the session. It was fun. Bye.
See ya.
Later, man.
All right. Anything else from anyone? If not, we're just going to kind of wrap it up where everyone kind of gathers and y'all plan on how to get to the other side of town next session. Okay. Going once. Going twice.
I'm good.
3 times. And that's the first session of 2024 in the book.